What up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel. And now it's time to talk about something that's happened to me recently, and I'm very sure it's happened to you. And it's so annoying when or if this happens to you, and that is when PayPal freezes your account. Boom, you can't use PayPal anymore. And the worst part is PayPal will hold your money for over 180 days when this happens. This has happened to me on numerous different occasions, especially as someone that has numerous different accounts for so many different things. If you guys are not aware, I have 3 businesses. This channel or my YouTube channels are under the Mademoiselle LLC. I have Media Hustle LLC, and then I have a nonprofit. So it is imperative for me to be able to switch in between accounts without having any issues. However, PayPal don't play that. PayPal system doesn't wait for you to break a rule. It uses a predictive AI that assigns a hidden digital reputation score to every user. Therefore, someone like me can get flagged for patterns of behavior that may seem suspicious when it's really not. I'm just trying to run my business. Say you were only used to getting a couple of $100s for a sponsorship, but now you get a big one. I'm talking about $5,000, $10,000. You're going to get flagged, and more than likely, PayPal might ban you for suspicious activity. This is why technically you should notify them when you have a large incoming payment that is a little out of the ordinary. Similar to when you leave the country, you should notify your bank so it doesn't look like somebody ran off with your call to Dubai. Unusual transactions like this usually trigger an automatic investigation, which could take so long, even if the transaction is 100% legitimate. Like I said, this has happened to me a few times over the years, and it is insanely frustrating because there's no real way to get around it unless you have GoLogin Pro. So today we're gonna go over how to recover your accounts when this happens, but most notably, how to protect your account so one suspension doesn't set you back. Stick with me to the end and I'll walk you through a clean setup for dealing with PayPal account suspensions and how to keep your fingerprint and IP clean so you don't get flagged. And at the end, I'll show you how to grab 40% off GoLogin Pro so that you don't have to deal with this ever again. You'll also get 2 gigabytes of free proxy so you can protect your accounts and face less risk for a fraction of the cost. So first things first, right? Why is PayPal suspending you when you've had an account for a long time and these are legitimate transactions? Well, predictive AI. PayPal system scores you before you even do anything wrong. The score is never publicized. You can't see it, but they can see it. You also can't appeal it, and it goes based off of your behavioral patterns. Log into a clean account from a device that was once used for a banned account. The new account will get flagged, and PayPal will remember this device and the hardware footprints built from dozens of parameters. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking to yourself, well, I could just use a VPN. No, that makes everything worse. PayPal maintains databases of known VPN IP ranges. A VPN connection alone can still get you limited. If you're used to getting $100 to $500 monthly on your PayPal, and then now you just got a $5,000 payment, it's gonna look a little sus. It's gonna look like you're doing things you're not supposed to be doing, especially if it's a dormant account, especially if it's one of those situations where it's like, well, she's only had maybe $2,000 at most on this account. Now she just got 8. It's over. They're gonna flag you. For example, I had a long-term sponsor that I was working with for years, like literally since the beginning of my YouTube career, and I hadn't worked with them for a while, but there is a consistent flow of them sending me money every couple of months, anytime we would do a partnership. Now with this particular brand, I had a hiatus with them, and then they reached out to do another sponsorship. However, they offered me way more money than before because literally when I first started working with them, I think I was at maybe 50,000. Now I'm at 300 something thousand. So obviously completely different scale. So they offered me way more. So let's just say I used to get paid $500. They was offering me $3,000. So I'm like, I bet. Honestly, looking back at it, maybe I should have made them do a 50-50. Usually I do this with a lot of my sponsors, but since I've known them for a while, I trusted them to just give me my money. Time came, net 30, net 90, net whatever. I believe this contract was net 30. I should have probably did 15, but I wasn't thinking like that, and my whole thing got banned for like 90 days. It's not funny. I'm trying to laugh to stop from crying because that was so irritating. And then they sat here and required me to do all of this ID verification in order to get back into the account. And then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think I had to wait more. I had to wait longer to get the money after that. And eventually, because this kept happening because of that one sponsorship, I ended up having to make an entirely new PayPal account. Funny enough, I now have 2 PayPal accounts for my main channel. I know they're doing their job. It is what it is. But at the time when this happened, I didn't know much about PayPal and how it worked. I didn't know much about the checkpoints. They use different checkpoints to make sure that you're not doing anything suspicious or anyone sending you money is not doing anything suspicious. PayPal flags you via VPN detection, eye scoring, device fingerprint, and income spikes. And this is exactly what GoLogin Pro protects against. Now, you guys are probably like, well, why do I need GoLogin Pro? Like, I'm sure there's other ways around this. I could just use multiple devices. Fun fact, I always have I have technically 3 iPhones. I use 2 of them, and then I have a backup one specifically for situations like this. But since I found GoLogin Pro, I no longer need it or use it at all. Because it was just such an issue. And mind you, this is not even just with PayPal, it's with other things as well. At the end of the day, it's good to have something like this so that you are not being held back when switching between accounts if you have multiple or you have different clients, because it could get real annoying, especially when it's like you have an emergency or your money's being held. Now, what happened to me is not necessarily unique. However, everyone goes through a different set of issues if they encounter this. I think I got lucky because I already had a relationship with them. Like, that account in particular, I've had since I was a freshman in college. And I feel like it was like, we know her. Maybe she not doing nothing illegal, but child, if that was a new account, it would have been over for me. PayPal be out here, like, at minimum, if something like this happens to you, they more than likely might hold your money or suspend your account or lock it up for up to 21 days. Now, imagine if this is one of those situations where you're selling something, right? Like, say you're selling something on eBay and you really need the funds in order to send it out. They're not going to let you print the shipping label or track the status of anything. They're going to ask you to verify your identity, and that can be daunting because the documents usually have to be less than 12 months old and may include video verifications where you show your original documents on camera. And of course, you cannot use a VPN for this because that's just going to make everything worse. I know some people like to keep their VPNs on for everything that they do. I used to be one of those people because I've been hacked numerous times. So I used to have my VPN on all the time. I think that's part of the reason my shit got flagged in the first place. It was the amount, the length of time, and then the VPN thing. They may put your money in reserves. Basically, every single time you get a certain amount of money to your account, they will set some money aside automatically out of the money that comes in for chargebacks, because at that point they feel like they can't trust you. You might not be like a trustworthy seller, provider, etc. Very annoying. Worst case scenario, you get a limited account. Now, there's a few different limitations. Some of them are temporary, and then of course you have a permanent ban. Unfortunately, I hope this never happens to any of you watching this, but PayPal can fully ban your account and then contact you in order to transfer the rest of the funds. And this is after typically that 30, 90, 180 day hold. They'll be like, listen, you can't have a PayPal account no more. Where do we transfer this money? I've seen it happen to like 2 different business owners, and you do not want that to happen because most of the time that means you cannot have a PayPal account again. If you are banned temporarily, sometimes you just have to send some documents in, make a phone call, verify who you are. Of course, you have permanent bans or permanent limitations. Now, permanent limitation means you're limited on what you can do on that account, but you might get it back, but they might not even give you the money back. Permanent ban is you cannot be on PayPal anymore, period. Now you gotta use Payoneer, Stripe, something else, but you're not gonna be on PayPal no more. And that's worst case scenario. It's safe to say with PayPal multi-accounting, you do need each account in its own isolated environment. Different fingerprints, different IP, different cookies, and critically a residential proxy, never a VPN. That's what an anti-detect browser does. It creates separate browser profiles, each with its own unique fingerprint, basically like a new ID card for your browser. And this is what PayPal is gonna read on each login. Each profile gets its own proxy connection and its own cookie storage. To PayPal, each profile looks like a completely different person on a completely different device. Again, a VPN will not protect you. And no, you can't just make a completely different account to bypass this. I guarantee you PayPal will know because I went through it. If you try any of this, I guarantee you the overlapping information will get you detected and banned. Now, to be honest with you guys, there's no single right anti-detection browser. You can use any tool in this category and get your needs met. Personally, I use GoLogin for 3 specific reasons. PayPal being one, because this is the only one that I saw personally that let me bypass all the PayPal issues. The proxy proxy paste field is dead simple. You drop in the credentials, click check, and GoLogin auto configures time zone, language, and geolocation from the proxy. 0 manual settings. Second, the profiles are genuinely isolated, like completely. There is no way for anyone to know that it's me using this browser. Sessions, cookies, fingerprints, they don't leak in between. And I think that's ideal because I have multiple accounts that I'm managing at one given time. And third, there is a free tier so that you can try everything out. GoLogin offers 3 profiles so you can test your full workflow before committing to anything. But the principles I'm talking about in this video honestly will work across various different tools and or services. So when this happened to me and I started looking into anti-detection browsers, I wanted to see more about what these browsers say about me, what information they have, because I think that's really, really important. Introducing iFi. Child, I just know that my search led me here, okay? And basically it tells you what your browser says about you. Everything has been collecting data, fingerprints, all that. Honestly, that's when I realized we give a little bit too much to technology these days, but I mean, I guess it's the way of the world, right? So with iFi, you can do fingerprint checks, IP bot checks, IP checks, DNS leaks, IP blacklist tests, and VPN checkers. When working with any of these browsers, you really want to make sure that you have a normal looking fingerprint, consistent parameters, and no obvious red warnings before you log in anywhere, anti-detection browser or not. So shout outs to iFi for that, because this was like big thing that I had to navigate before I started looking into anti-detection browsers. So now let's see how GoLogin Pro works. Boom, here is GoLogin. Head up to add profile, to PayPal store, and then US, and then go to residential proxy, US, and then go to check proxy, create, and then run. All you need to do is create a profile and paste in your proxy. GoLogin handles the rest automatically. It's gonna give you the time zone, language, geolocation, and it will all align to the proxy IP on its own. Choose the country and stick with it, okay? Don't change countries suddenly. Do not change countries suddenly. I know some of y'all wanna act like you in Dubai, you in Italy, don't do it. Stick to one, because changing locations is a cybersecurity flag that will get you banned off of anything else. Parameters match, it reads as normal, boring user, nothing to investigate. Now, when you switching things up, trying to act like you somewhere that you're not, that's where you get flagged. Now, of course, there's all the what about if-ism. If you're running an e-commerce store, PayPal scrutinizes the shipping patterns, the refund rates, and the chargeback frequency. High chargebacks equals account review, so make sure your tracking is uploaded for every order. Also, if you're a freelancer receiving client payments, PayPal watches for income patterns and consistency. So don't go for fun. Make sure it is a steady build up so that you don't get flagged. Make sure your PayPal business category matches what you actually do. Mismatch will raise red flags. So if you have your thing set up as e-commerce, but then you're out here getting like $10,000 food orders or just random $2,000 payments from your cousin, it's gonna look crazy. No VPNs on PayPal. It makes you look sus. Always log into a clean account from a clean device. Try to notify PayPal of any large incoming transactions that don't fall in line with your regular transactions. GoLogin isolates your fingerprint and IP, but PayPal also links accounts through shared bank details, phone numbers, payment methods to PayPal, sharing the same bank account, and other things such as like more than one person or more than one account sharing the same bank account. PayPal connects them regardless of fingerprint separation. So you need a digital isolation through GoLogin or something similar, and a financial isolation through separate bank accounts, phone numbers, etc. per account. If this has already happened to you, make sure you check the resolution center and follow whatever's there so you can get out of it. For multi-accounting, residential proxies only, never a VPN, one per account. For GoLogin, only one profile account per PayPal account, with clear names, launch, verify, iFi, and log in. Save your sessions and never change your countries, and keep your info consistent. Free notify about large incoming transactions, and create separate bank accounts. That one really made me, that whole situation made me start operating out of different bank accounts. As promised, in the description box or the pinned comment, you'll find a link to the full article on this topic, plus my promo code right next to it. The article goes deeper into everything we just covered, and you can use it as a checklist while you set this up for yourself And when you grab a Go Login, drop the promo code in at checkout, and that's how you get your 40% off and the 2 gigabytes of free proxies on top. If this helped you, hit that like button. If you have any questions, comment down below. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.